Good.
Family communications on a different level this week.
This is the only week we don't talk. You know, we've talked about this before. You know, he's been in the league now for 7 years.
Yeah.
We went against him when he was in Chicago, and this is kind of cool. I mean, it's always cool. My parents came in town, you know, last week on Saturday to see the last game, and they stayed all week to see this one too, to see Shane, and so it's kind of it's fun. It's a cool thing. My son coaches for the Commanders.
Speaking of your son and the Commanders, they look pretty good on special teams.
Ooh, I tell you, you know, we do a ranking system that we use for motivation with the guys and stuff, and they're second in the league. You know, they got unbelievable numbers. They, you know, score touchdowns and they cover great, and they're very well coached. I mean, Larry Izzo, you know, does a great job. He was a good player. He's even a better coach. And I'm very impressed watching the tape, watching these guys, and you know, what you see on tape is what you see in the numbers too. So I mean, they're good.
Where are you on kickoff coverage?
I don't know what we're exactly. We're probably in the middle of the pack. I mean, that's kind of where we are now, like rankings. We have them second, and we're like 18, and we're striving to work to be where they're at. You know, we just want to keep improving week in, week out, and then by the end of the year, we'll be up in the top 5. That's what we're shooting for.
How much tinkering do you do, like week to week, on how you kick the ball off and what you do? Is that really the special sauce on getting?
Yeah, it changes. I mean, obviously, you're playing a team this week that they're number 1 in the league, and you know, on kickoff return. I mean, they get out. You know, I think it's like 35-yard line average, or so close to 35 all the time. You know, and they have guys that are game breakers like Debo back there, and Lane, and you know, McCaffrey. I mean, all those guys are all excellent, and they block really well. So you got to try to come up with a scheme that's something different, maybe. You know, and then if you can't stop them, then you got to think about kicking touchbacks and giving the ball to 35. I mean, you know, that's like the last resort that we want to do. But I mean, if that's what you got to do, sometimes you got to check your ego and do that. So, but it changes week in and week out. You know, sometimes you're getting them inside the 25 and 30, and those are good days.
Are those things that, like, during a game, there's momentum during a game as well? Sometimes it's just the smart thing, just
yes, exactly. Like in that last game, I mean, you know, we're beating them pretty good. You know, there's no sense in giving them any life at all, like, you know, kicking a ball to them and letting them get a big return, and all of a sudden they get a spark. So, you know, those are the decisions that you got to make, and you just say, hey, we're just going to kick a touchback here. Guys aren't really happy about it. They want to cover every kick. I mean, that's the competitiveness in those guys, but sometimes you got to do that. I mean, that's just managing the football game. You know, the main thing is winning the game. I mean, that's the number 1 thing that we strive for.
How important was it for Harrison to have just a clean game?
It was real important. You know, get one, and then we try to get another one. I mean, that's, you know, and he had a really good practice this week, and we were still going, but you know, he's good so far, and he's in a good place.
I mean, who's number 1 in the rankings?
Seattle. Yeah.
Dave, do you have any memory of a game where you didn't have a kickoff return? Do you remember the last time?
A kickoff return or a field goal.
The opponent didn't have a kickoff return.
No, not too many. I haven't had any games where I didn't have a field goal block, and that happened last week. You know, we didn't have any field goal blocks at all. So
You still
it was weird.
You still consider Brashard Smith one of your top kickoff returners?
Yeah, he's definitely, and he keeps getting better. I mean, you see him on offense too, making people miss and doing a better job with his vision and staying square. And, you know, and he hasn't really gotten the ball kicked to him a lot on kick return. You know, so you know, last week they kicked the touchback. There was one. We had more than they kicked the touchback. We can get an opportunity, but you know, he'll still be back there.
You mentioned your team rankings and your point systems for your guys. Who's on the leaderboard right now?
Leo's up there. I know, and then Cooper McDonald is up there. You know, we keep track, you know, production wise, and you know, there's a couple other guys close, but Leo's been a standout all year. I mean, he's Mr. Consistent on special teams.
Thanks, Coach.
All right,
Thanks, Coach.
See you later.